Good morning, and thank you very much for coming to Toronto Police Headquarters. Today I'd like to introduce to you Detective Sergeant Joyce Schertzer of Homicide, who will be speaking to us about homicide number 18 for 2017, the homicide of Leonard Pinnock.
Thank you, Victor. Good morning, and thank you for attending this update regarding the 18th homicide of 2017. By way of review, the victim in this matter, Mr. Leonard Pinnock, was 33 years old and a resident of the city of Hamilton at the time of his death. Although Mr. Pinnock resided in Hamilton, on Friday, April the 21st, 2017, he attended the area of Bowie Avenue and Dufferin Street in the city of Toronto for a legitimate purpose. He was simply giving a friend a ride to the area as a favor. Our investigative team has learned that Leonard was in the area for quite some time before he was fatally shot. He was seated in the front driver's seat of the car and was dressed all in red at the time of the incident. Our video canvas was extensive and exhaustive. Images of two offenders were obtained as a result, and a still of those images are presented here today. A clip of the video will also be shown depicting their movement and their actions. It is our hope that these images will cultivate further witnesses. I do want to caution that the video may be disturbing to some. However, I would ask that viewers take a good look at these individuals, and if their image, their clothing, and/or their movement seem familiar, to please contact police immediately. Callers may contact Crime Stoppers at 416-2287-8477 or 13 Division or the Homicide Unit directly. These offenders are considered to be armed and extremely dangerous, and members of the public should not attempt to approach them. And so what we've done is enhance the still image of one of the offenders, but this is the second offender. And we'll just show the video clip, which is 17 seconds long.
Detective Sergeant, can you speak to what we're seeing there?
Yes, okay, so you see the two offenders approaching. This is Bowie Avenue, or Bowie Avenue. It's B-O-W-I-E. This would be Dufferin Street right here. This is our deceased is seated in the driver's side of that vehicle. You see them approaching from what appears to be Bowie Street, and then they approach the vehicle in what I believe a choreographed manner.
They're very close to that. I mean, they're right in his face.
Well, yes, they're very close.
They literally walk right up to the glass.
Yes.
Just explain to us what they do as far as approaching that vehicle.
Well, I think the video speaks for itself. I don't want to tell people what I see. I would like people to tell me what they see. I want the community to look at this because, in my opinion, if I were in this individual's circle of family, friends, associate, I would say that I would be able to recognize him. And that's what I'm hoping to do, is I'm hoping that we can have individuals who say, yes, I know this individual, and quite possibly the second offender. I'm hoping for names. I'm hoping to cultivate people to come forward and say, this is what I know. I do want to mention, though, that the clothing that they're wearing, the color may be manipulated by a nighttime vision camera. So even though it appears dark or light, it could be the opposite.
How many shots do you believe were fired?
I haven't counted.
But both of them are armed. Both are discharging their handguns.
And that's what I see.
And before you've commented on the fact that this may have been, he may not have been the intended target. Can you speak to that?
Well, I say that he's not from the area, Mr. Pinnock. He's not from the area. He traveled to this location as a favor to a friend. Although he was in the area for a very long time, the windows on this vehicle aren't tinted. He would be visible to anyone that was passing by. I don't know. There is nothing to suggest in Mr. Pinnock's background a reason for any motive.
So what about the fact that he was wearing red? Could that be a possible reason for him to be shot? Maybe he's in someone else's turf and they think that he's...
These are questions that our investigative team are attempting to answer, and we're not opposed to looking at possibilities. I say that he was dressed all in red because he was so visible, and the windows weren't tinted, and perhaps somebody walked by and saw, him sitting there, and I don't know, maybe it would trigger a thought or a memory in somebody that had previous contact with him. But I can say, and you can see this, that this is seemingly unprovoked. There is no exchange, there is no contact between the offenders and Mr. Pinnock at any time that I see.
Is this area of the city, do we know that there's a gang war in this area? I mean, have you had prior shootings that may be related to, to gang activity?
Yeah, I think that the major crime at 13 Division could speak to that issue a little bit more in depth than I can. But I do understand that there are gangs in the city of Toronto, and I can't get into the minds of these two offenders, but he was dressed all in red, and he was at Bowie and Dufferin Street.
So potentially they associated him with a gang that has a red gang.
Again, I can't confirm or deny. I can't confirm or deny that.
Detective, with cases like this, it's always difficult to get members of the public to come out and, if they do know something, to say something. What is it that you're urging, and anything you see that might spark a memory of something that you know or see?
No, this immediate community were, in my opinion, extremely cooperative with investigators and police. But the people that I'm trying to reach are the inner circle of these two offenders, their immediate friends and family. They know who these two individuals are, and I'm asking them to call police, to call investigators, give us their names. I want these two individuals exposed. I want them identified.
So do you believe that he was mistakenly targeted? I mean,
What I believe at this point, we're not going down a narrow path here. We're very open to any possible motive or reason why this could happen. I can tell you that until we identify, locate, and arrest these two individuals, that a lot of questions may still be unanswered with regards to motive.
Any further questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. That concludes today's conference. This video will be uploaded online and available for you following this conference. Thank you.